This is Martin Bonura. I am the first Vice District Governor-elect for Western Maryland, M22W. Western Maryland took the challenge of setting up a service carnival. We selected a library in Urbana, Maryland, because we have no clubs in Urbana, Maryland. Well, the first thing we did was to use the Lions Map to Grow, Lions Serve to Grow, and Lions Learn to Grow to help develop the concept of putting on a carnival. We received information from Daniel Elkins showing what was done in Malaysia. We read the article that was in the Lions magazine, and we went forward. The first thing we did was to develop a plan of action with a timeline to show us what needed to be done, what positions needed to be filled, and how we were going to accomplish the carnival. The library again was chosen in Urbana because of the need for a club in Urbana. It's a very fast growing area. Once we secured the library, we went to the clubs and asked them to participate. There are 15 clubs in Frederick County, and we needed those 15 clubs to think about how they could do service projects. A number of clubs joined in and prepared service projects, which included vision screening for kids or preschool kids. It also included card making, um, because Mother's Day was the day after our carnival on May 10th. One of the clubs brought flowers, another brought rocks for kids to paint. We also involved the adults. One of the clubs brought in a food preparing station where the adults were to take beans and dried vegetables, mix them together in a bag, all uh, health safety conscious, mix them in a bag, and those were going to be brought to a food bank to be distributed with a little idea of a recipe on it to tell them how to turn that into soup. We had another one table where we were actually doing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, blindfolded. It's a great opportunity for people, adults and children, to see what it's like to be blind. So those were the ones we brought in. But we also contacted the community association, the villages of Urbana for publicity. We contacted the radio station for publicity as well as requesting them to participate. Then we started getting phone calls. I received a call from Sleep in Heavenly Peace, which is a Frederick County not for profit that makes beds for kids who don't have them. I received a phone call for Helping Hands, Helping Hearts, which is another group that collects food, collects clothing items. That part's called Dress to Impress. And then we received a call from another group that helps the homeless. So we added these nonprofits in. We contacted the National Active and Retired Federal Employees Association in Frederick County, presented the idea to them, and they decided to set up a table also. So in the end, we had about 10 clubs participating actively, and we also had five not-for-profits participating. One of our members has a leader dog puppy, and she did leader dog. The concept was fairly easy, and pretty much after we started it snowballed. The event was held on May 10th from 1:30 to 4 o'clock and was a success. Couple of comments that we picked up, and we're going to have a debriefing later today. We're going to have a debriefing on May 14th to rehash it. But a couple of things that we noticed: go to the library ahead of time on a day similar to what you want. See when the people are going to be there. We discovered that the library has a lot more foot traffic on a Saturday morning than a Saturday afternoon. That would have helped us with getting even more people involved. Also, if you can get the library to let you use the whole library, we were required to stay in specific rooms. Our next step, once we declared this a success, is to move forward. We were already in contact with a group to participate on June 14th in Asia on the Creek. They have asked us to set up our tables to do a similar event to encourage people to become Lions. We also have an agreement to have a meeting with the librarians to bring Lions Quest into the library. In preparing for future carnivals, we have a number of communities that we're going to go in, not just to look for a new club, but also to expand existing clubs. For example, Cumberland, Maryland, um, and Hagerstown, Maryland need clubs and they need members. So we're going to work on having carnivals, and those will be starting right after the beginning of the Lions year in July. We're also talking to people about a joint carnival between 22W, Western Maryland, and 22C, the capital region, in an area near us. And I have two Lions, one in Williamsport and one in LaVale, Maryland, that want to include Lions from West Virginia in a second carnival, the carnivals in those areas. I hope that gives you an idea of what we did. It was a great success. I encourage you to use the tools that are available to prepare a program to succeed and have a great carnival. Thank you very much.